One of the most exciting parts of Outlander, Blood of My Blood, is how it brings two very different historical periods to life through its incredible costume design. The show dives into the early love stories of Jamie Fraser's parents in 18th century Scotland and Claire Beauchamp's parents during World War I in England. These timelines are rich with drama and emotion, but one of the things that really helps transport viewers across centuries is the way the characters are dressed. Trisha Biggar, who also designed the unforgettable costumes for the original Outlander series, returns as head designer for this prequel. She teamed up with Paris Costumes, a renowned costume house based in the UK, to take on the challenge of recreating two very distinct eras with a great eye for historical accuracy. According to Paris Costumes, the collaboration focused on historical precision and authenticity, making sure every piece not only looked amazing, but felt right for the time period. It's a huge job, balancing the visual needs of a TV production with the details that history buffs are sure to notice. The differences between the two timelines are immediately clear just by looking at the clothes. The Scottish Highlands of the 1700s are full of earthy tones, heavy wool, and rich tartans that reflect the strength and close-knit nature of the clans. Ellen Mackenzie, Jamie's mother, wears traditional Highland dress-layered skirts, wool shawls, and the recognizable patterns of clan tartans. Her outfits give off a mix of boldness and warmth, while Brian Fraser's clothing reflects his higher status within the clan. Sturdy, functional, but clearly well-made. Now, jump forward to World War I-era England, and everything shifts. Suddenly, we're in a world of fine silks, delicate lace, and tailored military uniforms. Julia Morriston, Claire's mother, dresses in elegant daywear and gowns that show the grace and polish of upper-class British society just before it gets turned upside down by war. On the other hand, Henry Beauchamp's military uniforms are spot on, with authentic textures, insignias, and details that reflect his role as a soldier in one of the most devastating conflicts in history. This contrast in costume helps the audience figure out where and when they are, and also adds to the show's deeper themes. You've got rugged Highland tradition on one side and the structured modernity of early 20th century England on the other. One world is about loyalty to the clan, the other is shaped by war and changing social norms. What's also really impressive is how the costumes evolve alongside the characters. Ellen's clothing subtly shifts over time, with more subdued colors and refined shapes as she matures and takes on more responsibility. Julia's wardrobe also changes as war and personal loss start to affect her life, and you can actually see that emotional shift in the way she's dressed. The attention to detail goes way beyond just the clothes. Accessories like tartan sashes, brooches, gloves, hats, and even Murtaugh's tusk bracelets, a little Easter egg for longtime Outlander fans, helps tie everything together. These details create a sense of continuity across generations. The materials used were carefully chosen too. The costume team sourced wool from historic Scottish mills to get the tartans just right, and the military fabrics were selected to closely match the look and feel of actual World War I uniforms. They even got down to the details like rank badges and medal ribbons. But the magic of Outlander Blood of My Blood isn't just about the characters or the stunning costumes. A huge part of what pulls viewers into the story is the world it's set in. The sets and locations feel so authentic and alive that you can almost smell the smoke from the clan hearth or hear the distant rumble of wartime. Most of the filming took place in and around Glasgow, which ended up being a kind of production hub for the show. Glasgow's architecture is incredibly versatile, so the team was able to transform parts of the city into everything from an 18th century Highland village to early 20th century English streets. They used a combination of studio builds and real locations, allowing for both controlled indoor shoots and atmospheric outdoor scenes that felt rooted in reality. Inside the Govan studio, they constructed massive interior sets, places like clan homes and estates, including the return of Castle Leoch. These sets weren't just backdrops, they were detailed down to the smallest fixtures, giving actors fully immersive spaces to work in. The lighting, set dressing, and layout all contributed to capturing both the intimacy of family life and the sweeping grandeur of clan gatherings. Out on the streets of Glasgow, production crews temporarily shut down areas like Park Circus, Balmoral Street, and the Granite Stairs to turn them into period settings. Horse-drawn carriages, cobblestone streets, and old-fashioned shop signs, everything was redesigned to transport viewers back in time. And for fans of the original Outlander, there are some welcome returns. Doune Castle, which longtime viewers will recognize as Castle Leoch, appears again in the prequel. It's a smart choice. Its medieval design still holds up beautifully and brings a real sense of continuity between the two series. Midhope Castle, the iconic Lallybroch, also makes an appearance, grounding Jamie's family history and offering a nostalgic link to the main saga. Another standout location is the village of Luss, Sitting right on the edge of Loch Lomond, with its stone cottages and preserved charm, it served as the perfect backdrop for Highland Village scenes. Forested areas like Cumbernauld Glen and Pollock Country Park were used for more natural, untamed settings. Those moments where characters disappear into the woods or have private, emotional conversations under the trees. Even though part of the story is set in World War I England, many of those scenes were actually filmed in Scotland. The team adapted parts of Berwickshire and Fife to stand in for the English countryside and wartime towns. Glasgow's streets were dressed with vintage cars, old lampposts, and other early 20th century details to help sell the illusion. Production kicked off in January 2024, but things didn't go entirely smoothly. Storms caused a few delays early on, especially for the outdoor shoots. Filming picked up again later in the winter and continued through the summer, which allowed the show to capture a nice seasonal range, from gray misty mornings to the lush greens of early summer. Coordinating everything, especially with the road closures and location changes, was a massive production effort. The team also worked closely with local communities to keep the impact minimal while still getting the immersive shots they needed. A lot of credit goes to the set decoration team, who went all in on the details. Every room was filled with hand-picked or custom-made pieces, furniture, cookware, woven rugs, and even small clan artifacts. The wartime sets had vintage radios, old newspapers, and actual memorabilia from the era. Every item helped build a world that felt lived in and real, giving actors meaningful props to interact with and grounding the entire story in something tangible. Outlander: Blood of My Blood keeps up the franchise's signature blend of sweeping historical drama and amazing visuals, but this time around, they've really raised the bar with a flawless mix of real-world effects and modern VFX. Every frame is crafted with care, balancing artistry with authenticity. Though the series leans heavily on real locations and practical sets, visual effects play a major behind-the-scenes role in building out the scale and atmosphere. The VFX team worked hand-in-hand with director Alan Arkush to make sure the enhancements supported the story without drawing too much attention to themselves. As visual effects supervisor Mark Wilkins put it, the aim was always to support the story without distracting from the human drama. So instead of going over the top, they used subtle digital tricks to extend the Mackenzie clan settlements, adding size and depth that would have been impossible to capture with physical builds alone. Weather also became a visual storytelling tool. Mist, rain, and smoke were sometimes enhanced or even created digitally to amplify the mood in key moments. And for scenes shot in modern-day locations, the team carefully scrubbed away any 21st century details. No power lines or satellite dishes breaking the illusion. Director Alan Arkush brought a real cinematic eye to the series, which shows in the way scenes are framed and shot. There's a powerful contrast between the wide, sweeping views of the Scottish Highlands and the close-up, personal moments between characters. For longtime Outlander fans, the prequel is full of little visual callbacks and hidden gems that tie the new story to the original series. Murtaugh's tusk bracelets, for example, make a return. Fans of the original will instantly recognize them as symbols of loyalty and legacy. The Mackenzie tartan shows up again too, in both costumes and set design, keeping that visual continuity alive across generations. Even small props, like items that resemble Claire's iconic blue vase, show up as analogs, quietly connecting themes of love and inheritance. There are also deeper echoes in the storyline, romantic elopements, questions of loyalty, and forbidden love that reflect and expand on Jamie and Claire's future journey. These Easter eggs add emotional meaning, tracing the roots of struggles and values that will later define their family. From amazing costumes to stunning Scottish scenery and visuals, Blood of My Blood really shows the hard work and passion behind Outlander. Thanks for watching Collider. See you next time.